Hello everyone. Just a quick video today. I only took one trade. Didn't I made money on it, but it was only like 5%. I didn't. It was a small position size. It just didn't really pan out. I got pulled into a meeting, and just decided to get out. I didn't really like the way that market was kind of chopping this morning either. Um, yeah, there were some decent moves later in the day, but um, yeah, I have too much going on with my job today to try to sit and wade through this chop. So just took that one trade and got out. Took NVDA calls at 9:44. So you see, I got in. Changed my charts up a little bit too. 9:44. I got in right at the end of this candle. I got in just about as it broke over this Fibonacci retracement. Right about here, I sold one contract because it was coming up to the next Fib retracement. I sold that one $1.69 from $1.52, so I was up just over 10% on that one. And I was looking for a pop above this, and we didn't get it till way over here. I ended up stopping out the second part right about here. I don't even know what time it was. It was just I once I sold the first half, I wasn't going to let the second half go red. So 9:57, I got out of the second half. I just did a market sell to get out, which was 9:57. Right at the beginning of this candle, I got out. So it's only like 5% win, but at least it's green. Better than the alternative. I mean, my stop, my technical stop for this trade would have been way down here. I probably could have argued that I could have put a stop here. But I could have used, at that point I probably would have said, okay, this would be my stop, this one here, and I would have got stopped out here anyway. So I don't know, I just wasn't happy with the way I saw things working out this morning. Not necessarily just NVIDIA, but in general. There was let me see, Apple was pretty choppy this morning. I don't know what it ended up doing later on. You can see Apple was pretty choppy in here. I saw that, and saw it in a couple of other tickers that I watch, and just figured it wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth putting any, risking any money on that. And like I said, I had stuff to do for my job, so go back to this NVIDIA trade again. I got in it, I think it was 9:44, yeah, 9:45, basically 9:45. So I got in at 9:45, which was the open of this candle. It was just before we had an EMA cross, similar to yesterday's setup. I think that was NVIDIA also. But I got out right at the beginning of this candle, so the EMA cross hadn't happened yet. It did happen here, and like I said, I was glad to see this big candle. I sold half here, and my thoughts were the other half might run up to the pre-market highs, which it did later on. But by the time decay would have taken hold over here, in the end, let me see what it's trading at, $1.53 right now, and I paid $1.52, I believe. Yeah, so that just shows you what time decay does. I bought it right here, right about here. So if you look at this, I bought it right about here at about $1.68.40 or so. It's now at $1.69.70, so it's $1.30 higher, and it's the options are trading for the same price I paid for them at $1.40 cheaper stock price. So that's, you figure you lost $1.40 worth of time decay on those options, on this week's options. So that's one reason why you don't want to hold these. If you're playing the current week's options, you don't want to hold these all day. The only way you could have made out on this is if you doubled up your position size right here or something when they were cheaper, and you probably could have made a decent profit then. But you can't hold current week's options through hours of chop, or not even chop, consolidation like this. The time decay is just going to kill you. So in the end, I'm glad I got out when I did. I'm glad I took my profit. It was like 5% profit. I spent 340, and I actually had an order in for 3 of these at first, and I canceled it. I don't know why it's not showing up. Maybe I didn't actually put it in. I was gonna put in 3, and I might have changed it right to 2. I might not have actually put it in. I spent 304. I made 17 out of $304, 5.6%. So after fees, I'm not even at 5%. But again, it's still green. It's still money in my pocket that I didn't have this morning. So that's about it for today's video. You see I changed my charts up a little bit. I took the 15-minute and hourly off over here because I really hadn't been watching them. I hadn't been really looking at them. So I took them off, and I started using these Fibonacci retracements I showed you yesterday on yesterday's video. I used the previous day's high and low to calculate the fib. Right here, yesterday's low, yesterday's high, and you see it held them pretty well, respected them pretty well. Came down and touched this one a couple of times. Held this one right here. This one here acted as resistance throughout the day, so they held pretty well. Take a look at one other one, just see how they held up. Similar here. Came down, and this was pre-market low. Came down and touched pre-market low. Popped back up. Stopped at the 100% fib retracement. Ran up to the 127%. Came down and kind of held this one for a while, and rode just under it. It kind of acted as resistance right here, along here, and right here. So playing around with those a little bit. They're just the standard ones that are in Thinkorswim. They're nothing special. You just come down here to your toolkit and hit the percent sign. That's all these are. Nothing special. You can see how I have it set up. And I have to credit this to Ramp Up Trading. This is where I got their settings from. It's the settings that Rock uses on his from Ramp Up Trading. And I just kind of copied those and figured I'd try it out, and it looks like it works pretty good. So I figured I'd try it for a while and see how I like it. The left extension's off, right extension on, coefficients on the left, which is a percentage, price on the right over here. You can set your value if you want to be real precise. I'm not worried about being that precise with it. You can add, by default it only gives you like 7. You can add up to 15 total, or have 15 total. Just hit add curve. It won't let me add anymore. Hit add curve and put whatever number you want in there, whatever colors you want, whatever style, whatever width. Then I hit save as default, so anytime I set them, it'll bring them back up. You can see, and I'll remove them here, remove drawing. And right now I have is pre-market high, pre-market low. This is a gap fill from at some point, I don't know. This yellow line is today's open. This orange line is yesterday's close. And this here is yesterday's high. So if we come over here, and having yesterday's high and low helps when I'm doing these. I can go lows were right about here. You look at the green line. Just line this up with the green line. Click it. You don't hold the button in, you just click it one time and then it disappears. So let me try it again. Alright, let's start from up here because it went positive today, it was green. So click it, pull down and click on the lows, which was this green line. Extend out, and there are your fib retracements for today's chart. Now tomorrow morning I'll do the same thing again. So that's it for today's video. I told you it'd be a short video, short and sweet. I didn't really pay much attention to the charts at all today. Hardly looked at them. I watched them for a short time this morning and got in and got out, and I was done for the day. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll make a winning video for you tomorrow with a little bit better results than this one. I mean, I can't complain, but would have been nice. I was actually up about 17%, even though it was only 2 contracts. So, you know, it would have been nice if I had more contracts, but you know, I don't want to get greedy, and I don't want to end the week red. So, trying to play a little more conservatively. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you later. Thanks.